Hello, welcome to Surreals Outside Every Day. I'm Linda Bailey, owner of Woodsong Nature School and naturalist at the Klamath Outdoor Science School. And today we're going to look at some super cool things we can see in the spring night sky. But first I want to orient you to the daytime sky. So I want you to go outside, it's going to be nice all week, and try to find the sun in the morning. So I see the sun has come up over here, and the sun rises in the east. So we're going to point our right hand to the east, then take your other arm and arc it across the sky. So your left hand, L for left, is facing west. So the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. It's important you get those directions straight, because tonight when you go outside, I want you to look north. Okay, I want you to look to the west, and I also want you to look north. North will be straight ahead if you've got east on your right and west on your left. And that path that the sun follows is also the path that the planets and the moon follow. It's an imaginary path called the ecliptic. And so when you look for your first object tonight, after sunset, get a grown-up to take you out and look in the west, and you will find the second planet from the sun, Venus. It's often called the evening star, but it's not really a star at all. You guys know that, right? It's a planet, and the second planet from the sun is super bright right now. You cannot miss it if you go out and check it out. Let me talk to you about why. Let's look at why Venus is so bright. Other than the moon and the sun, Venus is the brightest thing you will see in the sky. And the reason is, you might think, okay, the biggest planet in our solar system is what? Jupiter. If this little ball of clay represents Venus, Jupiter would be this much larger. You could fit 11 Venus planets across the face of Jupiter. Venus is a similar size to Earth. And the reason that Jupiter isn't the brightest thing in the sky, although it's plenty bright when it's shining, and it's visible in the morning right now, the reason it's not the brightest thing is that it is super far. It's about 10 or so times further from Earth than Venus is. Venus is much closer, and the sun's light is much stronger when it hits Venus. By the time it gets 500 million miles away to Jupiter, that strength of the sun's light is weaker, and so there's not as much to shine back to Earth. So although Jupiter is a pretty bright planet out there, Venus is going to be super bright. So look for that tonight and in the next few months in the western sky. Another thing I want you to look for, which is something you'll probably recognize, is this guy right here. You're all shouting right now, saying, I know what that one is. That's right. This is the Big Dipper. And the Big Dipper, if you go out about 9 o'clock tonight and you look in the sky, you will see the Big Dipper looking just like this up in the sky. Sometimes the Big Dipper is down low, or it's way up high, but tonight about 9 it'll be in this position. I want to show you a couple things about the Big Dipper. First of all, ancient cultures on different sides of the planet, Earth, have called this a constellation they thought looked like a bear with a long tail. Okay? That's the other name of this constellation, Ursa Major, or the Big Bear. Okay? But there's a couple things about this. So these two stars on the Big Dipper are called pointer stars, Dubny and Merak. And they point to, what do you think? They point to Polaris, known as the North Star. And the North Star is right above the geographical North Pole. So if you were standing on the North Pole and you look straight overhead, the North Star would be up there shining down. And sailors, mariners, have used the North Star to find their latitude or their degrees above the equator, okay, for many, many centuries. If you follow the arcing handle of the Big Dipper, it arcs to Arcturus. So I want you to try that, arc to Arcturus, and see if you can't find Arcturus, which is another bright star, actually the fourth brightest star in the sky, and pretty easy to find if you use the Big Dipper as a a way to locate it. So tonight, I want you to go out, or any night when it's nice out in the next few weeks, and look for Venus in the western sky, the Big Dipper to the north. Look for that North Star using the pointer stars, and Arcturus. And don't forget to record what you find and what you discover and what you love in your nature journal, which I hope you're keeping. I made a little drawing of what I saw in the night sky, and I included those objects we discussed: Venus, Big Dipper, North Star, and Arcturus. So I hope that you will enter your things in your journal as well. You don't have to be an artist, you don't have to be a scientist, you just have to love learning and love nature. Thank you for sharing this special time with me, and I encourage you to tune in tomorrow when Libby from the North Mountain Park Nature Center shares a lesson with you. Get outside every day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.